What's going on, everybody? It's Jesse here of REF Scents. I hope everybody's doing well today because we have a really awesome video today. I thought I would address a major concern that some people have with their fragrances, and it revolves around how these fragrances perform. How long do they last? How far off of your skin do they project? These are important concerns and things that are very important to address, because it's these factors that really help a person determine the quality of their fragrance and are they getting the most bang for their buck. You don't want to be spending $200 on a fragrance that only lasts for 4.5 or 5 hours. You want something that just packs a punch. You want something that people can smell from a few feet away. So for this video, I'm going to give you 7 fragrances with a minimum performance of 10 hours and huge projection. I hope you're paying attention because you need to know about these. Let's go. So this first fragrance is a designer fragrance, and when people talk about fall and winter fragrances and talk about performance all in the same topic, they always recommend and reference this fragrance. It is Viktor & Rolf Spice Bomb Extreme, a very powerful and very potent cold weather fragrance that lasts for a minimum of 10 to 12 hours, but it is an absolutely fantastic fragrance. It's got notes of vanilla, tobacco, caraway, some black pepper, and also some lavender. These notes right here just give it this very smooth, very gentlemanly type of tobacco scent. It smells like you walked out of a humidor. I know I say that about a couple of my fragrances, but this is absolutely spot on with that. Now you've got to be very, very careful when you spray this on, because when I say it's powerful, I am not kidding. I never spray more than twice on my skin. Anything more and you could probably get convicted of a crime. But this is a big, big must for those of you that are looking for a solid, long-lasting wintertime or fall fragrance. Do not spray this in the summertime, because once again, you will be convicted of killing people. So Viktor & Rolf Spice Bomb Extreme, it's got to be on your list. Next up is a fragrance that I have not covered on this channel hardly at all, but anytime you have a discussion about powerful fragrances, this one needs to be included. It is Moschino Toy Boy. Now, obviously from the bottle, you've got to be a pretty bold and pretty confident man to pull this off, but that goes double for the fragrance inside, because this is a very strong floral fragrance. I'm talking, it is heavy on the rose. It's also got a little bit of pepper and bergamot in there, but it's spicy with some black pepper. I mean, very spicy. And it's even got some clove in there, along with some other things like magnolia and cashmeran and amber and some sandalwood. But rose is the big player with this one. It's amazing because there are a lot of people overseas, like in the UK, that absolutely love this fragrance. A lot of people here in the United States, I have found, based on my discussions, they're not so much of a fan of this one. I've been told that this is kind of a night out type of vibe, but I get more springtime with this one. And you got to be ready, because 2 sprays will get you 12 to 14 hours of longevity with this, and it is a loud fragrance. It's going to project like crazy. So it is important that you sample this before you buy it, because as soon as you spray this on, you have committed yourself to this fragrance for 14 hours, and that is a big commitment. But don't take this fragrance lightly, but it is good, okay? Moschino Toy Boy. So for our next fragrance, we have one of the heavy hitters from the house of Tom Ford. It lasts for a minimum of 10 hours and it jumps off of your skin like crazy. It is Tom Ford's Tobacco Vanille. Now, before you guys start giving me shit in the comments, reminding me that I talked tons of crap about Tom Ford in my last video, I remember, okay, but if you also remember, I said that these fragrances not only smell good, but they do perform. So the topic on this video is, are you paying for performance? And yes, you are with this fragrance. So it is a very a very loud fragrance, and it is incredibly rich. Just like with Viktor & Rolf Spice Bomb Extreme, you do not want to spray more than 2 or 3 sprays of this, and you do not want to spray in the warm weather months. But you're going to have main notes of tobacco, vanilla, some cacao, some tonka bean, and even some woody and spicy notes as well. But it is an overall very gentlemanly type of fragrance that you should wear for, I guess, formal events, special occasions. I wouldn't wear this as an everyday type fragrance, at least for me. Now this 30 milliliter bottle, if we're getting back to the price, this 30 milliliter bottle cost me a year and a half ago or 2 years ago, it was $170. I think it was money well spent at the time, but as I've discovered new fragrances and stuff, I still do think they are overpriced, especially when you get into the 50 mil and 100 milliliter bottles where you're getting, you know, $250, even $300. I don't think it's worth it, but for those of you guys that want to stick by Tom Ford, definitely look into this because it does perform really well. Moving right along, let's jump into some niche with some Parfums de Marley Layton. One of the ones that I reference a lot, and for good reason, because it is a quality fragrance that lasts for 10 to 12 hours. Now this is going to be a primarily a cold weather fragrance, but I think you can pull it off in some of the warm weather months as long as it is at night and as long as it's not too humid outside. But this is a spectacular fragrance that turned into one of Parfums de Marley's most sought after and most popular fragrances when it was released. It's got some apple, some lavender, some vanilla, cardamom, and sandalwood as some of the main notes in this fragrance. And I often tell people, if you've never bought niche fragrances, this is definitely the one to start out with. It is universally liked and people will just enjoy it. Once again, very, very powerful. 2 to 3 sprays maximum because it is very loud projecting. As far as price goes, if you find it in a store like Neiman Marcus or Nordstrom, something like that, you're going to pay about $280, $285 for this 75 milliliter bottle. I have an account I have a discount code for twistedlily.com where you can get 10% off of your purchase. Just type in Jesse10 in the coupon code and it will get you 10% off. This bottle right here comes out to around $220. When you get the discount code, it will be $200. So check this out, Parfums de Marley Layton. Here we go with fragrance number 5, and it is a fragrance from my favorite designer house, Dior. It is Dior Sauvage Elixir, and coincidentally, this is also my favorite from the Dior Sauvage line. Now, if you're familiar with Dior Sauvage Eau de Toilette, you know that it's known for its spicy, citrusy, ambroxan heavy type of note breakdown. And then as you get into the Eau de Parfum and the Parfum, some of that spice is taken away. They start getting a little sweeter, but you can kind of see that they're all right there in that same family. But for Sauvage Elixir, this went completely a different direction. There's still a small sense of the Sauvage DNA in here, but it's going to be cinnamon heavy with some sandalwood, some lavender, and there's a distinct type of licorice vibe in here, but it's not an overpowering licorice. This is a very mature, very refined type of scent profile here. But for the purposes of this video, it is also very, very strong. I scare myself when I wear this fragrance because of how powerful it is. I can only spray it on 2 times and it will get 12 to 14 hours of longevity. Now, this bottle is, they only release them in 60 milliliter bottles, and it costs about $165 to $175 to get one of these bottles. But in my opinion, it is well worth it. This is a niche quality fragrance, my friends. If you ever get the chance to sample it, I highly recommend that you do. Dior Sauvage Elixir, this is a powerhouse. Next up for fragrance number 6, we're gonna go with a fragrance from the house of Versace. This is one of the flankers to one of their more well-known fragrances, which is Eros. This flanker is Eros Flame, which happens to be my favorite from the Eros line. Now, I still like the Eau de Toilette, and I appreciate its scent profile with its apple, mint, and vanilla. But the good thing about this one is that you can still pick up on the similarities between this one and the original Eau de Toilette, because you've got the vanilla, you've got the tonka bean in the base notes here, but where it really stands out is in the top notes, where it's a lot more citrusy. You're going to have mandarin orange, and you're going to have some lemon. And also, this one has a lot of spice to it. I'm talking things like geranium and black pepper. Now, the other big place where this one stands out from the Eau de Toilette is the performance. 2 sprays, no kidding, will get you 18 hours of longevity. So you better be ready to commit to this scent profile as well. But the good thing is that this fragrance can be worn in the same scenarios as the Eau de Toilette of Eros. So I'm talking to the club, fun nights out, in the evenings, the same seasons all around. But it's not too terribly expensive. I'm gonna leave a link in the description below so that you can go shopping for this. But Versace Eros, definitely get this. Eros Flame. Finishing up this list is a fragrance from the niche house of Mancera. It is the most powerful fragrance in my entire collection. It is Mancera's Red Tobacco. Now, before we get into it, you need to understand that this is not everybody's cup of tea. Some people have told me that they love this fragrance. I've gotten quite a few that have told me they absolutely hate it. And that's because the opening of this fragrance is very unique and peculiar when it comes to a tobacco scent. I'm talking it's got like some spicy, woody, and sweet notes like pear, apple, cinnamon, some saffron, some incense, nutmeg. There's just a lot of things when you first spray this on. It just inundates your nose with some interesting smells. But once it starts drying off, oh, that is when the magic happens. You've got some vanilla, you've got some amber, some tobacco, some sandalwood, vetiver, musk. It is just chock full of some amazing scent profiles. But when you spray this on, 2 sprays only, this will stay on your skin for 24 hours. You spray it on at 10 o'clock in the morning. If you don't shower, you'll be able to smell it at 10 o'clock the very next morning. I promise you, this is intense. And the best thing about Mancera fragrances, aside from their scent profiles, is that this is an affordable niche house. This bottle right here, there it is. This bottle right here cost me around $100. So it's an affordable thing. You can get this for as expensive, if not a little bit cheaper, than a lot of designer fragrances. Mancera Red Tobacco, be ready because you're going to go on an adventure with this one. And there you have it, my friends. These 7 fragrances are absolute powerhouses. I'm telling you, if performance is a big concern of yours, then you need to get your hands on some of these fragrances and put them into your collection as soon as possible. Obviously, if you have any questions on them, please let me know in the comments or follow me on any of my other social media platforms. I would love to talk to you. But in the meantime, I hope everybody has a great day. Please like and subscribe, and consider donating to REF Scents through Buy Me a Coffee. The link is in my link tree, which is in the description below. I hope everybody has a great day. We'll see you next time. Be blessed.